How do your life experiences and your background influence your worldview?
I come from a primarily religious background. My family was uh, very religious, and it took me down different pathways of spirituality and research. And so I come here today with a lot of knowledge, both the public knows and what the public don't know.
If you had to describe our world today in 3 words, what would they be and why?
That would be hypnotized, selfish, and angry. And I'm going to work it backwards. People are very angry, and you can see that in your day-to-day life. People you run into that you meet at the store, road rage incidents, it's in the news, it's everywhere. That's all based on selfishness. They feel incomplete. They have no connection. They're running around seeking fulfillment and don't really have a way to find that. And the reason why is they're hypnotized. They're hypnotized by a fake reality propagated around them that they choose to participate in. The hypnotized state and how it's propagated is through symbolism, wording, false interpretation, and an overall misinterpretation of scriptures and different spiritual systems. We've been convinced of different authorities actually having authority when they don't, and we have totally strayed from natural law. So the world around us, we see our freedoms collapsing in on themselves. There's a formula to that. The more moral a society is, the more freedom they have, and the less moral society, the less freedom. Because whenever it's an everything goes scenario, you then have to protect people from themselves.
What is your purpose on the planet?
It's 3 different stages. The first one, I had to live a normal everyday life. My second one was to become a truth seeker. And now I'm what you would call a light bearer. And what that entails is I couldn't share the knowledge that I needed to share without seeking the truth. And so I'm trying to shed light on hidden agenda, hidden occult practices embedded in your everyday world, and how they work together. I'm morally culpable, meaning that, well, I can phrase it in a great quote: for evil men to triumph, all they need is for good men to do nothing. And that's the essence of it. To be morally culpable means to sit back and to allow these things to happen around me without saying anything. How can I sleep at night? My society that I know and love is falling apart. The world for my children and my grandchildren no longer exists. We're on a totally different timeline. So whenever I seeked purpose in my life, and I felt that my upbringing and my interest and my studies and my research, it all fit together. The dots connected. It said that life can only be lived forward, but it can be understood backwards. If you gather enough data, you can figure out where you need to be.
Any messages for the future?
On our present course, things get much worse. Ultimately, though, things get reset back to the way they need to be, a natural order. We must look within ourselves, get outside of ourselves. That's a conflicting phrase, but let me explain. Our selfishness needs to be replaced with self-awareness. We have to become aware of those who are next to us are no different than ourselves, and that we are no different from the earth than the earth itself. The mindset of people arriving here by happenstance, it's just as fantastic as any creation story or myth. We're here to experience reality, to share love in the most universal and unconditional way possible. Creation is love. existence is love. If anything had the power to propagate matter out of nothing, it'd be the power of love coupled with will. But I do have a message, and it's that your reality around you is not as it seems. What you read, what you hear, what you see are all suggestions, and it's up to you to accept or not accept them. Nobody has actual authority over you, your soul, your body, your freedom. No government is granted that power, and no person is granted that power over you. In the cosmos, when tyranny is run amok, we'll reset it, and it'll send a comet, a cataclysm of some sort. Because when love is no longer in existence, it will wipe itself out.